I am just 2 weeks away, hopefully no more than 2 weeks away from meeting our new baby girl, and I just ran out of my homemade stretch mark cream. So I thought this was a great opportunity to share with you guys some great recipes that you can try using to make your own stretch mark creams and butters. I'm Kelsey from roughandtumblefarmhouse.com, and I share videos and content every single week about farming, family food, and fortitude here in our little homestead in northern Minnesota. Stretch marks are something that you can't necessarily avoid. They are genetic, so if your mom or your aunts have stretch marks, the chances of you getting them are pretty good. It happens when your skin tissues are put under a lot of stress of either rapid weight gain or rapid weight loss. They can show up on your belly, they can be on your arms, on your thighs, on your breasts, all sorts of places. So it's not just limited to pregnant people who have stretch marks. Anyone can have stretch marks. And one of the things that's kind of a bummer about stretch marks is typically the appearance of them doesn't ever go away completely. They kind of will start out a reddish or a purple, and then they'll fade to almost your skin tone color or like a light silvery kind of look. But really there's nothing you can do, even with all these lotions and potions and things, to completely prevent them or to make them completely disappear. But what these recipes can do is help your skin to stay supple and help your skin to recover more quickly once you're starting to get back to your regular shape. Now I have 3 recipes that I'm going to be sharing with you. The first one is technically just an oil. I know everyone is not kind of a nutcase like me and has a bunch of different oils and butters and things just hanging out in the basement to use. So I wanted to keep the first one pretty simple. The second one's a little more complex, and the third one, that one is going to have the most ingredients. Now these recipes do include essential oils, and essential oils is something you always want to treat with a lot of respect, especially during pregnancy. And so I do keep the dilution rate very low, just to 1%. And I only use essential oils that are, for the most part, usually always very safe in pregnancy. But it's still a really good idea to make sure you know about what sort of allergies you have, and always do just a little spot check on your skin to make sure you're not going to have any sort of adverse reaction to it, because hey, maybe you're allergic to lavender oil this whole time and you had no idea. If you want more information about the ingredients in these recipes, you can check out the blog post, which I will have linked below, and there I go in a little more depth into why I chose the different sort of oils and butters that I use for each recipe. This first recipe I keep really simple. We just do 4 tablespoons of almond oil, and you can also use 1/4 of a cup, but I don't like washing extra dishes, so I'm just using my tablespoon here. And then you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You can also use avocado oil if you have it handy. And then we're going to go ahead and put in about a dozen drops of lavender essential oil. We're going to stir that all up, mix it together well, just using a toothpick here. And then I am using just a little dropper bottle. You could also use a roller bottle, would be a great way to put this on your belly, but I just have extra of these and the world's cutest funnel. You just dump it on in there, cap it, and you're good to go. This next recipe is slightly more complicated, but not too bad. You want to use 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using sesame oil here. You can also use extra virgin olive oil. Then you're going to be adding to that 1 tablespoon of beeswax. And then to that you're going to add about a dozen drops again of chamomile oil. And you can use different oils here, but chamomile just has a nice soft scent and has some great soothing properties for skin. And I'm putting it in a double boiler and melting it down, and then I'm just pouring it into a heat-proof container here. You want to use metal or glass so it doesn't melt you. And then you just let it cool and cap it. So our last recipe is a butter, so we're going to be adding a 1/4 cup of cocoa butter, again to a double boiler. To that you're going to add 1 tablespoon of beeswax, and then a tablespoon of wheat germ oil, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of apricot kernel oil, and then to that 1 teaspoon of vitamin E oil, and then you're going to melt it all down in your double boiler till it's all one consistency. And then from there, I'm going to make it into a whipped butter, so I am putting it in another container just to help it cool more quickly. And I'm adding to this one, again, a dozen drops. This time I am adding mandarin or a sweet orange essential oil. It's going to make it smell so good. And once it's to this kind of consistency, almost like a pudding, you can go ahead and whip it up with a hand mixer to get that nice fluffy butter consistency. And then go ahead and put it into containers. It should be cool enough that you can store this in plastic if you want to. There's really no good tidy way to do this as you fill it up. Just kind of tap it down a little bit and that'll fill the container completely. And there you have a beautiful and amazing smelling belly butter. So now you should have 3 different options. You have a beautiful oil here with lavender, a nice chamomile, more of a salve that you can put on your belly, and of course a mandarin cocoa butter belly butter. So go ahead and put that on your belly morning and night, and you should be good to go.